So Sean did end up shooting like a good ounce and a half of that stag.
Oh yeah, he did.
There's
And
a
I
large
think
portion.
he's gonna struggle to stay with us on this
I
second
think
half.
his eyes were watering.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man.
Did it taste good in that volume?
It did.
You said it was really woody and bitter.
Did it stick into the uvula?
I'm kind of euphoric right now, so not sure what's going on. It tasted great. In that quantity, mass bilge that was like thrusted down my throat.
Ooh.
Wow.
It didn't taste as woody then. God damn, that collage of words just didn't really go well together.
I think you're gonna struggle this second half. That's okay.
Yeah, well,
But
dudes
it
like
is
us,
the
it's
second
a-
half.
he
it's a
did
second
take his brain power pill.
I was
He tried to take it a second time because he didn't remember that he had taken it.
Yes.
So how does that work?
Well, look, first of all, this is not a paid segment here for Alpha Brain Memory and Focus. This is something that I saw on a podcast from somebody else. I don't recall. But they take a lot of it, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot.
What do you mean they take a lot of it? Like every 10 minutes they take a pill?
No, it's kind of like, for example, Joe Rogan. He's this is essentially where I got the concept of taking this stuff. He was just like, I take an Alpha Brain pill every time I start my podcast. Every time I go out, and he said I take it especially before I go out to his whatever that wrestling shit he does, mixed martial arts,
MMA, UFC stuff.
So he goes out there and he's just like, man, I got to know those players' names. I got to be able to pull up stats. I got to be able to pull up all kinds of things. He says I use Alpha Brain, and I'm not saying it because I want an endorsement out of him. I'm saying it because I use it because it works.
Wow.
And I don't know. I kind of agree. I feel sometimes when I don't take it, I'm kind of reaching for words sometimes. I find when I do take it, I think those receptors kind of, there's some continuity there. You know, I don't know.
The synapses.
You know, I think there's a lot of different things that are out there for that because, so my brother sells
Carrots.
By the seashore?
He is a
Celery.
He is
Cocksucker?
an essential oil
Connoisseur?
distributor from Young Living. Young
Is he a
Living.
sommelier?
Hold on.
God.
September 12th. It's the second half of the podcast.
You-
In case you guys haven't understood that,
He just
this
shut
is
me down.
the part of the podcast
What
where
is
we're
happening?
already inebriated by now.
Yes.
Our producer, Mr. Austin, thank you. Dudes like us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff. You seem disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I just got shut down.
Well, you know what? We have to do the intro right away. And go ahead and talk
That's a
about
good
your
point.
brother.
No,
and,
that's
you
a good
know.
point. Anyway, so he
Please
is,
click follow.
He's spanking his monkey.
And
I'm
like.
He is a Young Living distributor, and Young Living is very respected
Marijuana?
in the essential oils business, right?
Oh.
But I have always given him so much shit.
It's a pyramid scheme, isn't it?
No, it's a multi-level
Multi-level
marketing,
which is
a
a
pyramid.
pyramid.
Please don't do those
I'm spitting
gestures.
on my- Anyway,
Is it a
You got little
pube?
pube in
yeah,
your mouth?
no, it was a popcorn kernel that was
Sure.
about
Yeah.
to be spit out onto my microphone.
Oh.
Anyway, God, okay, do we need
What's
to start
going on?
over?
Okay.
I think
it's
the wheel just
September
shot off.
12th, and
Hi, I'm Paul.
and you're giving me shit?
I'm Paul.
You need one of these Alpha Brain pills?
Hi, I'm Paul.
I'm Sean.
What's your name?
All right. Anyway, I've always given him so much shit because he's so alternative and you know, oils like save everything.
Does
right?
he eat kale?
You know what I mean? No, oils are everything. Like they're like magical, right? And so I give him so much shit, and I'm the younger brother, so he hates it.
It's
I
your
get
job.
it. It's my job. But I read an article. This is so shitty, right? I read an article that said if you diffuse certain oils, it can help with cognitive function.
Right.
Okay, and I was like, really? And so I looked it up, and it said the top 5 oils for cognitive function were number 1, lavender, number 2, rosemary, number 3, lemon. Right? And I was like, well, I wonder.
Let's do all three at once.
Well, I said, let's see, and there were more, right? There were 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. But I was like, well, let me go see if I have those because we have like this whole shelf of essential oils, and I'm like, I have no idea what they're for, but
Right.
I have them all. Sure enough, I had all 3 of them, and I had a diffuser. And so I went ahead and did 3 drops of lavender, 3 drops of lemon, 3 drops of rosemary, put it in my diffuser, put the diffuser on my desk where I work in the corner, and I will tell you, I cannot say that it didn't work.
And Shelley came home and goes, the house smells like ass.
No, she did. She didn't. Because it smells great.
Oh.
But my point is, you know what I mean? I mean, usually it's like, really, it sat next to me for 8 hours and it did nothing.
There's a lot to be
I
said.
I like
about
the
it.
smell of that stuff. I like the nice
I
smelling
can
house.
tell
So
you,
what the
I can tell you, I
doctors-
was on my game
What the
every
doctors will
single
say
day. I started
is that
doing it.
there's no scientific data to support that.
There's none.
That is a common denominator that they say all the time. In fact,
But that doesn't mean it doesn't work.
absolutely correct. So, I mean, even the stuff that Jeff I introduced you to, or at least I that we're watching on Instagram. Some of those holistic doctors that are out there, they're coming up with like real.
The Celtic salt lady.
The Celtic Solid. She does that, but
And,
there's
and
also
Tide,
there's more than
and
that.
Tide Pods.
So there's
Tide
like for example, the weeds. There's some sort of milky
what?
substance that weeds produce. It's the plant. It's the flower thing, but it's considered a weed.
Dandelions?
The things that help you not get high blood pressure.
Cholesterol.
What?
He said high blood pressure.
Oh.
No. So okay,
Are you?
what
Jeff,
I'm
you
saying
okay?
is that you have What
Hold
the
on,
fuck,
hold
dude?
on.
Did you
Let's-
just-
That stag
Yeah,
went too.
I'm worried. Can we pause for a
we had
second?
a system meltdown.
Jeff, are you okay?
You look
I'm
like
going
Mitch.
to be by the end of
because
this, yes.
You like Mitch Connell.
If
Are
we-
you going to run again, Mitch?
If-
Ding, dun, dun, dun.
Just staring at you.
If we lose you on this
Turtle.
podcast, we got nothing here. So I need you to stay with us.
All right, I'll try.
All right, we're talking about blood pressure. Yes, so you were right. I think it was dandelion.
All right, so
we've talked about this
it's
before.
dandelion.
Yes,
so
we have.
Roundup came up with a poison to kill dandelions.
Fuckers.
All right. So why did Roundup do that? Well, because they're a weed. They want to get rid of it. No, it's because they also own the patents for the high blood pressure stuff. right.
Really?
So Roundup also is in the pharmacy world, and
Scott's.
my point by bringing this whole thing up is we're talking about holistic medicines that actually are functional and they work. However, they're called quack doctors, and that's not scientifically proven, blah, 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 blah. We can't make money on the pharmacies, and I'm just going to let that go. You know what we can say?
No, I'm sorry. It's the random Jeff Scott's. I mean,
Well, I was asking a question.
yeah.
With
I'm with you.
clarification.
There's
a lot to be said about
dude,
some of that
when
stuff.
when you talk about big farm, there's
You've got
conspiracy theories abound.
You've got these hermits that live up in the fucking boonies, and they say, "Oh, look, I got some honey, and I put an onion inside some honey, and I let it sit there, and I got honey and garlic here, and for certain parts of flu, they let it sit there for like a day or two, and it infuses with
Yeah,
it.
like a medicine man from the
It's
Amazon.
antibiotic. It's not antibiotical. It's
Witch doctor.
What is
Yeah,
the
witch
stuff
doctor.
that relieves swelling?
What?
What is the substance that relieves swelling?
Motrin. Ibuprofen.
No, what is the chemical?
Swelling.
Antihistamine. No, it's not antihistamine, but it sounds kind of like that.
Decongestant.
Oh my god, you guys are killing me.
Claritin.
It's not a goddamn name brand. It's
Morphine.
no.
Oxycontin.
I am done.
What
This
reduces swelling?
No,
Swelling? You said swelling.
Histo-
What reduces
histamines
swelling?
make things swell up, like your eyeballs and your. If you get stung,
Now,
right?
antihistamine will stop
the itching and the
like a
swelling and
histamine
stuff.
reaction that your body is having.
no. What I'm getting at is it's okay. So it's the honey and the garlic. The
Yes.
combination, they take it holistically because it helps with the flu. It helps with some of the swelling in your body.
Inflammation.
Inflammation is the word I was looking for.
Thank you.
So they also do
It's not a drug.
it's onions and honey. It's garlic. My point is the whole thing is it's all about these things that you can do, like cayenne pepper. You could do if you take cayenne pepper on a daily dosage of it. It could be a pinch, however much you can handle. Cayenne pepper is supposed to be fantastic for your liver.
They also say the same thing about apple cider vinegar. Take a teaspoon a day.
Yeah.
so
well,
I think that's been debunked.
and guys, here's the problem.
Well,
You could go
it
online.
does, but what it also does is it hasn't been debunked. Okay, but what they say to counter that argument is that it strips the inner lining of your stomach, which it does. However, the actual apple cider vinegar does work.
So what does cayenne do to your stomach lining?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything negative about it. Not like the apple cider vinegar.
Right.
But I've heard negative. I've heard the same thing you heard. but
Yeah.
that's what they heard. They take away from the fact that it works by bringing in something that it does do. So yeah, you take it, but it does
Right.
work, but there's a
It
side
causes
effect of
other
it.
problems, issues.
So do you remember in the last podcast we were talking about how frustrating it is that we're getting all this conflicting information from the government about what the right diet is? Eat meat, don't eat meat. Eat
eggs, don't eat eggs.
back and forth.
Right.
Well, you're gonna
Don't do
find
anal.
you're gonna.
What?
What?
The government said don't do anal.
Well, that's what you say. You don't get pregnant that way.
I thought I was just joining in on the conversation. What was-
Huh.
We were talking about diets and food and
And so the same problem. Wow, thank you, Sean. The same problem about like the government being inconsistent and not the government, but even doctors being inconsistent about what the diet should be. Keto is good for you. High protein.
they're all over the
I don't
place.
know if they've
they're all
ever
over
said
the place.
keto is good for
The
you.
same thing is the problem with the natural people too.
Wow.
Like
Well,
if you did a search for what are the best natural things for me, you're gonna find
fasting. Your best thing for you to do is
thousands.
to
And,
fast.
no, I mean like the whole garlic and honey, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna find thousands and thousands and thousands of just random, impossible to get your hands around,
Right.
overwhelming, not
Because it may have been, I had onion and honey once and I felt good. Well,
Right.
It may have been completely unrelated.
and it becomes
But they do
impossible.
it every time,
It becomes impossible for somebody to create a game plan for themselves.
Yeah, but back then,
know what I mean?
So when these things were popular, I should say the word popular, but when these things were relevant, is when we didn't have these pharmaceutical companies creating these things. That's what you had. If you had an earache, this is what you do.
But
if you have a cold, this is what you do.
I
Right.
also look at our lifespan compared to 100 years ago.
Yeah.
We're supposed to live, our average lifespan is, I don't know what it is, 76 years old. What was it 100 years ago? 56 years old?
Right. Yeah.
So,
No, we're doing better.
So we're doing better. We've moved on from the onion and honey stuff. Not saying that doesn't work,
Well-
but those type of holistic type of things, right?
Pharmaceuticals do matter.
I
They
don't-
do help.
I don't.
They
I
do
don't
help.
think that's.
But
the
they
reason,
also-
though.
they
I
also
think
hurt.
that we're living longer because I just think we're eating healthier. Hold on,
No,
that's not the
I
truth.
don't
Oh,
think
we're
that's
eating
it.
worse.
I didn't mean to say that. What I meant to say was that whatever we do, they can fix it. They know more about our bodies
With medicines, right?
Yeah. So
With
despite
with
the
designer
fact,
drugs.
despite the fact that we have a worse diet than we had 100 years ago.
The United States does.
Well, I mean, for the most part, the world, right? I
Well-
mean, Europe's different. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But the problem is, GMOs making it into everything, everywhere, whatever. We have a worse diet today than we did 100 years ago. But great point that you had, Jeff. Pharmaceuticals, or no, I think you might have said that.
Whatever. Just
Pharmaceuticals are counteracting it, counteracting our bad diet.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be. It could be a big, I know they're going to eat this processed food, so we develop this medicine to counteract that 10 years down the road.
Right.
Right. Our higher cholesterol, our higher blood pressure. So how did
Blood sugar.
How did they deal with high cholesterol? Did they know about high cholesterol 150 years ago?
See, I mean, that's
Or did you just live with it and you died of a heart attack at the age of 50?
You know what? And I struggle with that one too because my wife and I see a clinical nutritionist like every blue moon, right? It's not very often, but when we do, he dispels all the shit that we've learned. Like he's like, cholesterol is good. You need cholesterol.
Well, sure you do.
Cholesterol is so important for your body, and so here we are trying to limit. Like we're not. There's cholesterol that comes from good sources and cholesterol that comes from bad sources.
see, it's funny because I
it's
just
just
went to the
crazy.
doctor because I had a whole panel of shit done for my heart to get because I had some concerns.
Right.
And I was talking about the cholesterol. And because I was telling the doctor one of the main reasons I want to get checked out was because I'm at that age where I need to be checked out. But I have some other stuff too. Like my legs have this discoloration. I may have mentioned this on some prior podcasts. And my dad had the same discoloration. And he had a stent put in, and that coloration disappeared. Well, they checked my heart. They checked my legs. They did a vein mapping and all that other crap. And so there's no issues that they could see that would cause that. They feel it's just a pigmentation thing. So just move
Right.
on.
Meaning
with
your
life.
heart's good.
Correct, but I was just like, it's not. it's kind of a vain thing. You know, I don't like the way it looks. And plus, compounded with the fact that I'm taking these medicines that are making my fucking feet, my ankles swell. I make fun of people like me having these freaking cankles, you know. And it's just, he was just like, all right, well, we can cut down on that cholesterol medicine. And I was just like, and about the cholesterol, doc. You know, I mean, I'm hearing there's stories that there's good cholesterol, there's bad cholesterol.
Yeah.
You know, but some of that bad cholesterol that you guys are quoting that's bad, your body needs that bad cholesterol.
It
that
needs
body
cholesterol,
needs it
period.
because that bad cholesterol is supposed to be the stuff that's supposed to do good for your brain.
Right.
That bad cholesterol is the stuff that's supposed to do good for your liver. You know, there's some stuff that bad cholesterol, the HDL, or is it the LDL? Which one is it?
Yes.
So one of them is the bad one, one's the good one. And it's like your body needs both of them. Okay? So it's just like if you're stripping your body by taking a chemical, doesn't that do something?
Well, it's just like your body needs fat. And if you eat all fat-free food, you will not be healthy.
No.
That's why
your brain needs fat.
That's
Your
why,
body needs fat.
That's why I've almost stopped getting the fat-free stuff. I'll get lower fat.
Right.
Sometimes I'll mix in just regular, like cottage cheese, right? There's no fat cottage cheese, there's low fat cottage cheese, and there's regular cottage cheese. And there's good fat, you know, like avocados are really good.
Do you like cottage cheese?
I do.
I don't.
I love cottage cheese.
I love cottage cheese.
I do. I enjoy it. I can eat a lot of cottage cheese. I love it.
Yeah.
I watched an interesting little snippet on making cottage cheese. We can do that in our house. You know that?
I have a cheese making kit downstairs.
Oh my
Let's say
God!
you.
What is happening right
yes.
now?
What?
But
Do you use cheese?
Are we NPR?
yes.
Have you done it before?
Are we NPR? Where you guys are talking about a cheese making mix?
Cheese making.
No,
kit.
I love
well,
cottage
some
cheese.
dude is like-
do you love cottage cheese? Oh, I do. Sweaty balls. Oh, it's the best. What the fuck is happening right now?
Wait, everybody out there that loves cottage cheese wants to know how to make cottage cheese. And
No.
From what I understood,
No,
it's
they
easy
don't.
to make cottage cheese.
I like small
Not one of our
curd.
listeners, like the one, does not care about cottage cheese.
They may.
I might.
Pretty sure.
And it's filling. It's high in proteins.
Yes.
I like the small curd. I don't like the large curd.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm turning my mic off.
I kind of like the large curd.
Well, you don't like it because it's white,
Oh, you're a white. You're a whitest.
right? And there's a
Wow.
there's a white fluid around it.
You know what? You can't fault me for that.
Sure, we can.
I have a phobia about white
All
fluids.
right. Well, speaking of white fluid,
Sperm.
we are drinking
What?
a bourbon, and it is the Black Saddle bourbon, right?
So this one's been sitting on the shelf for a long time. I purchased this months and months ago, and it's a new one.
This
and it's
is
aged 12 years.
12 years.
Is it a 12 year?
Yes.
Shut the front door.
Because
Wow.
you were like, oh my God, it's 90 proof. I'm not drinking this.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you
I'll
did.
tell you what, it's
I always say that, but I didn't say it this time.
it's not horrible.
Wow, what an endorsement.
All right. Well, is this the 12 year black bourbon? Black Saddle.
It's not great. I'll be honest.
All right. Well, let's.
I'm not saying it's great.
Let me do this. So hold on.
I mean, that was my first pull.
Really.
It's not great at all. Wow.
Okay. So it's easy to drink. Let's say that right now. It's easy to
it's
drink.
94 proof, isn't it?
It says 90. What does the bottle say, Mr. Producer?
All
Is
right,
it 90 or 94?
Jeff, to put things into perspective,
90.
we just drank
90.
a bourbon that was
133.
29 proof higher.
I get
than
it.
This one.
No, not 29 proof.
It was 133, wasn't it?
43 proof higher.
Damn. That's a lot.
90 to
43
33.
proof higher.
It was a lot higher.
That's 20 that's 20% more alcohol.
This one
Yes.
almost tastes like it's fermented. I feel like it tastes like a couple bubbles in it.
It doesn't taste weak to me. I'm not worried about like whether it's strong or weak.
It could be the 12 years that you're tasting.
But the taste is not that great.
Yeah, it's the California USA middle-aged style of bourbon that's been aged 12 years. Aromas of spicy nougat, sarsaparilla candy, and creme brulee with a supple, fruity yet dry, medium to full body.
I don't
A
know.
warming, peppery spice and pencil shaving accent finished.
Pencil shavings.
Pencil shaving. I can get that. So that's the 12-year woodness coming.
I don't know about the nougat. Is that like Snicker bar nougat or like Three Musketeer nougat?
I think nougat is nougat. Stop being a nougat.
Nougat. Really?
What is nougat?
It's like a blend of stuff.
Thank
What,
you,
what,
Jeff.
yeah,
It's kind of a.
What's
I
in
don't
a
know. It's
nougat?
the middle of a Three Musketeer. What is that stuff? What made out of?
is it Three Musketeer?
Well, it's
Yeah,
a family
that's
of
nougat.
confections made with sugar and honey, roasted nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, hazelnuts, and macadamia. So it's basically it's
a collection of
It's ground up.
nuts.
ground up nuts with sugar and honey.
Yes.
It's a
But
nut
no
fest.
caramel, no
No.
caramel,
No.
Caramel? No.
caramel, no caramel.
No caramel.
Huh?
It's kind of a nut fest in your mouth, something that you would usually enjoy Tuesday mornings.
No.
Nutfest.
Well, as far as candy bars, which ones was your favorite growing up?
Oh.
I may have to think about this.
I liked Three Musketeers for a bit, but they got bland. Then I kind of turned into
Growing up.
Grown up, yeah. And then I got into whatchamacallits. I
Those were
like
good.
those.
Yeah, those were good.
And a lot of people don't like these because it's cooked. I liked Almond Joys.
Oh, yeah.
I love almond joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Almond Joys.
You
One of my
guys are
friends
not
did
going to
that.
remember the one that I grew up being my favorite
Oh,
marathon bar.
I remember those.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's taking a marathon to eat them.
Yes. The closest thing that they have to that now is the 100-gram bar.
Those were good. That was another one I
Those
said I
were
like.
great.
$100,000 bars are good as
The
well.
marathon bar had this. Yeah, if you see the picture, it's like crisscrossed, and it's caramel. Yes, it was
Yeah.
so.
Well, the Marathon Bar was
Good.
discontinued in 81 after
know.
a glorious 8-year run. The Marathon Bar just couldn't pull in the revenue like the other chocolate candy bars Mars sold. So it had they pulled it from the shelves.
That's ridiculous. They're stupid for doing that. And the closest one to that one, like I said, 100-gram bar, which is another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
100-gram bar. So mine, I
Look at that.
Oh,
yeah, that looks great, man.
wonderful.
I've had the Charleston Chew.
Oh, yes. Those are good.
Ooh, I'm not sure I've ever had that.
Those aren't really candy bars. They're just. They're.
They're
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
they're
I was thinking of something else. French
Char-
chews.
yeah. The
is that
Charleston Chew-
mint? Is that a mint?
It's almost like a really
No.
like a marshmallow.
It's a
type
nougat
thing.
marshmallowing center. So they have some nuts in it, some of them, but it was covered with a chocolate, and it was plus I enjoyed it because the Charleston Chew was a larger candy bar. It was like a 12-inch long candy bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took a while to eat because you had to chew it.
Yeah,
It was. You had
It
to
lasted a while.
You had
huh?
to masticate that bitch.
yeah.
Well, I mean, but what the Three Musketeers? Three Musketeers was.
I just heard what Jeff said. I had to masticate that bitch.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Lord. So Charleston Chew is one of my favorites.
But that looks a lot like Three Musketeers, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. The middle's different.
Their Three Musketeers was bigger,
Softer.
It was bigger. It was softer. Charleston Chew had some
Substance to it.
It had some
It
rigidity.
was thick. Yeah,
I
you can take
never-
it, bitch slap somebody, and it'll hurt.
I never ever had one.
Yeah, Musketeers, the Three Musketeers is a good candy bar. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Babe Ruth is kind of like with the Butterfinger. The Babe Ruth is kind of like the go-to right now. You know, I stopped drinking Snickers bars because I told you I OD'd one time on Snickers bars
Right.
for the movie company in New Jersey. Movie theater of Fort Monmouth. Yeah, a rat had nibbled into the corner of a box, so my mom was like, "Hey, throw it away." So I took 35 candy bars and ate them all.
This is in Germany?
This was in New Jersey when I lived over there. I don't recall
Oh my
eating
God.
all 35 of them. I just ate enough Snickers bars to you do something like that, you're scarred for life.
I haven't had a candy bar. I can't even remember the last time I had a candy bar.
Yeah. Well, Halloween's coming up. It's around the corner. We'll have
I
plenty of
know.
candy bars at our house. Are you guys going to be showing up at my house?
Yes.
Somebody says.
Yes.
I'm going to go with yes.
All right.
Yes.
No
'Cause
elk hunting?
I'm not elk hunting.
No?
I don't have a job right now, so I mean, I won't be traveling for my job.
All right. Halloween will be in exactly 6 weeks from now, ish.
I'm excited.
So in 6 weeks,
I've missed a number, like the last 2 or 3.
yeah.
Yeah, you've been off.
And then Jeff did too. I get
hunting.
it.
No, I missed last
Oh,
year.
dude. You know what? You hurt me bad.
I know. I know.
You and nothing.
We-
And you know what the thing is? There
We've
was
got to
no.
move on from this.
There was no. Hey, look, Sean. I know. I'm sorry. There was none of that. There was just like
You didn't even
I
apologize.
forgot. No,
None.
I forgot. I completely forgot.
no.
You forgot it was Halloween?
We didn't have any candy or anything.
What, were you drunk?
No, we're just sitting there watching TV.
Were you high?
Yes, I'm
What?
stoned.
No, you don't get stoned.
No,
you get stoned?
no, it's
No.
just we completely forgot.
Because you were watching a TV show?
No one came to the door. Our lights were out,
He's watching porn.
and it was
Well,
just
that'll
the
do
next
it.
thing I know,
It's very
it
distracting.
was done. I was just like, well, fuck.
Yeah, I was out front and I was
hilarious.
texting. But the
That's
thing
like-
is, as
that's
I was
like his
texting
biggest
him,
day
I was
of
like,
the
hey,
year.
Jeff, where you are? And I had like fucking lights set up. I had a big speaker. I had music
That-
bailing down the street.
That
and
is Sean's
I had
biggest
like a
day of
couple
the year.
cases of beer. I'm
Yeah,
handing
I
out
know.
candy to the kids. I'm handing out beer to the adults. I got shit going on, and I'm like, I'm all by myself.
Well, did you text him?
Oh, I texted him completely. Oh, my phone died.
Oh my God!
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
don't
But the
remember
fact
that.
is I texted the shit out of him. and I was
Anyway,
just like,
I own it, and I accept my
it's just
shittiness
You know what?
of
Thank
that.
you for saying that, but it's still
Let's do a group hug.
it's still not there.
Group hug.
Well,
We have to do a
We'll
group
remake it for this year. How about that? We'll forget about it this year.
Hey, you'll be in this year. You're going to be in costume.
No,
No,
no.
Well, this year,
Austin was in costume.
well, hey, look, for
He
who's
can be.
us listeners out there, the Oktoberfest in downtown McKinney is occurring.
End of the month, right?
It's happening really soon. Let me see here. Look at the calendar. That's not the calendar. What the fuck, man? Does my shit have a calendar?
And when are we going to go to Colorado?
Hold on there,
whenever
butt
you
cheeks.
want.
So I believe it's
God, I'm
the
yawning.
last weekend of September, the 29th. So the if you guys aren't familiar with downtown McKinney in Texas, McKinney, Texas, they have the Oktoberfest. So I'll be out there at Filtered Coffee Shop with my Lederhosen on, and Mr. Austin will be there with the Lederhosen on, and we'll be serving beer at the beer garden.
I think Frisco.
When is this?
Dudes like us, huh?
When is Oktoberfest?
It's the last weekend of September.
I think Frisco's Oktoberfest is either that weekend or the weekend before. I think.
It's got to be the weekend before. They kind of like spread them apart.
Yeah, they try to space them. I've never been to the Frisco one though.
like butt cheeks. they
Have
kind
you?
of Separate them. What?
Have you ever been to the Frisco one?
No.
I haven't either.
But
I've never been.
You know what really sucks about this year's Oktoberfest? The worst part about it, and trust me, I am fucking bummed out.
They have
Even
more jazz music.
I am more bummed out about what I found out than the Halloween thing with you completely shutting, which
is what? No, what's worse?
I tried on my Lederhosen outfit.
It doesn't fit.
Sausagey.
It fits fantastic.
Oh, that's
And it's
bad
been
news.
large in the past.
Oh, usually
It was so large that I had room to do stuff. I could go down there and scratch my nuts inside. I can like hide a bottle of bourbon in there.
No longer.
Now it's pretty snug.
No, it's not snug. It fits perfect. It's the perfect fit.
Hmm.
And I don't know.
That's okay.
You know, I'm just whatever. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Another year older, just another inch bigger. You know, I wish my dick would stop growing.
You just keep wrapping around the waist.
Oh, that's the problem.
Right.
Oh, I see.
I'm serious. No, I'm not serious about that. But in fact, it's getting smaller. Good Lord. I think it's the iPad that I'm sitting on my lap every night.
Oh yeah, how
You guys
about
hear
that?
about that?
It's about discipline. We just have to be disciplined.
No, you kind of glossed over us about the iPad sitting in my lap every night. Did you guys hear about the latest
Oh yeah,
stats on the
radiation.
the radiation stunting your?
But we've been hearing stories about radiation dangers of iPhones and laptops and like hell 5G and like you don't even have to have something next to you. It's in the air.
Oh, like my friend Paul over here fought next to me.
Right.
Cancer.
There you go.
You know what? He deserves ass cancer as much as that little bastard been farting. Actually, they say that a lot of the cancers can be driven back by eating. What is that? There's a type of food is beans. What are the beans fall in a certain group?
Legumes.
Yes,
Legumes.
legumes are supposed to be good for you.
Yeah.
They're supposed to. You should drink a lot. Eat like a little ramekin of it every day.
They're high in carbs.
Yeah. Well, not a whole lot. Just,
Carbs are not bad.
Yeah,
Well, they
can
are
be.
for diabetics.
Also,
It
Brazilian nuts.
depends.
So a lot of people will.
The glycemic index matters.
Well,
will,
Brandon doesn't like beans because
their bodies
causes them
crave
problems.
iodine You know, where are you going to get iodine? You're not going to go to a store and go buy that. You can eat fish, but a lot of the fish we have nowadays is like filled with a bunch of fucking chemicals. So a great source of iodine is
I really
eating
watch
Brazilian
myself
nuts.
with the fish.
You what?
I really watch myself with the fish and where it comes from.
Like because of mercury and
Well, if
iodine.
it comes from Vietnam,
There's-
Thailand, and stuff like that, you gotta be careful.
There's a lot of stuff going on with fish. It's not the same type of fish that we used to get.
That's what I'm saying. We can't win.
Yeah, so I'm
It's
going
like
to try to eat
everything-
healthy because I'm going to
Yep.
eat this salmon. Oh, I'm going to eat this chicken, but fucking Bill Gates just injected it with a bunch of vaccines. Oh, the eggs, I'm going to eat healthy. Oh, it's like every time you turn around to try to do something constructive for
Yes.
yourself, there's something coming back saying, nah, you can't do that. You know why? Because they're trying to make it better by bleaching. I found out about, canola oil, for example. They take like a seed oil, all right?
Canola oil is not
Sunflower.
a real oil.
That's my point.
It's the rapeseed.
They take the oil that's in the seed and they cold press it, and at that point it comes out in this gummy shit that's not applicable to do anything with it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's beat the shit out of it with something else that will soften it up. And let's add more chlorine because it's got another thing going. So they add all these harsh chemicals to it. By the time you get to it, it's like a fucking cancer patient that's gone through therapy.
I saw something on canola oil specifically that it's a Canadian oil, and it was used in machinery and cars, and it's made from rapeseed. And
Rape?
That is a
rapeseed.
horrible name.
And canola, according to this guy, stands for Canadian Oil Low Acid.
Oh God.
And what they discovered was if they did something to this rapeseed and they lowered the acid, it could be used for human consumption.
Is that considered processed?
Correct.
My God.
So
Really?
yeah, so it was a machinery oil that they adapted for human consumption.
Nice.
Canola oil,
Unbelievable.
Canadian Oil Low Acid, because I guess the acid.
It's a byproduct. So when they process this oil, they pull it out of the ground, they put it in our cars. To the process to put it in the cars, there's a lot of different effluents that come out of there. So they like, what are we gonna do with all this stuff? So like, yeah, let's see if we can get someone to fucking eat it. That's kind of what's going on. And I'll tell you something. And I found this out getting into the shower today.
Oh.
Oh
boy.
You were on your way over to the house, right? And I'm working. And I'm hungry. I go in the refrigerator. We got some salad that was in there. It's in a little bowl. And I start fucking going there with a fork. I'm eating the salad, right? So, and Tara makes the salad. She chops it up. This one has got some Brussels sprouts in there and some capers. And, it's a good salad. Got a lot of foreign stuff going on. I didn't really understand the textures. Plus, it's been in the refrigerator for 2 days. I ate the shit out of this. I get in the shower. And I'm like, and I'm still kind of chewing because I came straight upstairs. I turned the shower on first, went downstairs and inhaled it, and then came back upstairs. And I've got this little piece of plastic that was rubbery. And it's kind of like taking a toothpick and snipping off about 3/8 of an inch. And it was in my mouth. Okay? So I'm like,
How much of it did you really eat?
I'm thinking,
Hold on. You're saying there's plastic in the salad?
there was plastic in the salad that I don't know where it came from. It was
What color was it?
it was white. It was kind of
Like a fork?
No.
You said it was rubber, not plastic.
it
right?
was rubbery because I could take it. Because I took it out and I stretched it a little bit.
Oh.
And so, because I was chewing on it because I was like, something's not lodged up in the back of my mouth. So I just grabbed it. I was like chewing. I was like, that motherfucker ain't chewing. And so I pulled it out and I was like, oh my God. So it's just like, look, this is a microcosm of like, what the fuck are we eating? Because
I hear you.
If I have Brussels sprouts, all right, whatever. Let's not say Brussels sprouts. If I have a product, whatever it is, I don't give a fuck, and I have 1,000 pounds of it, I'm going to add 50 pounds of plastic or something
Filler.
to put in there. I'm going to cut it like drug dealers do cocaine. I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to sell it and I'm going to make that much more profit.
Right. It's called filler.
Yeah, that's what I believe they're doing. I don't know. I don't want to believe it, but God damn it,
I don't
I don't
think they'd
trust
use-
anybody now.
I don't think they'd use plastic for that.
Well,
Could they use like leaves and
and
edible
maybe it
shit?
fell
Yeah,
off.
like shit plant.
yeah, just
Like
filler?
when we talk about hot dogs, it's like lips and assholes.
Right.
It is the shit products of like the byproducts of
Correct.
organic.
Well, we were talking
Whatever.
about the ground beef, right? So I've been grinding my own meat just to get what I know to be it's a chuck roast. I know what that is, right?
Yeah.
You buy already
That's
ground
brilliant.
stuff.
That's
You're like,
brilliant, by the way. Tell your story. Tell your story about how you ground
Tell
the
us.
meat.
Walk us through this.
I grind meat.
No, it's more than that.
All right, so
what
Chuck-
what do you buy? How
Well,
do you grind it?
when briskets go on sale, $1.97 a pound, you can get a 15, 16, 17 pound brisket, right? You're going to trim some fat off of that, but you're getting basically ground, really nice ground beef for $2 a pound,
Right.
$2.25 a pound. So, and it's a lot, and it lasts a long time, and you know what's in it. I do that with chuck roasts as well. And when they go on sale for $2.90 a pound, I'll go out and I'll buy a couple of them. Next thing I know, I have 6, 7, 8 pounds of ground beef, and I know what's in it, 100%, nothing else.
Right.
Ground chuck.
It's not already ground.
It's not already ground. I got a grinder downstairs. I'll cut it up, dice it.
Okay, so walk us through the grinder. So you said it was like $150 for a grinder.
Yeah, it was not much, right? And it grinds that meat. It took me 5 minutes to grind it last night.
So you literally
all of that meat.
So,
There was a
all
lot
of
of
it.
meat there.
Yeah,
so you literally defrost it. I mean, I'm oversimplifying this, but you defrost it, and then you have this big vat, and you just kind of feed it down into this vat, and
So it was in a big bowl. Did you mix it up after that?
it's
then
actually
you
downstairs
grind
in
it?
the fridge. You look at it downstairs in the fridge. I haven't vacuum packed it yet. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it tomorrow.
but so when you break up the brisket, you cut it in these chunks.
I
have
cut
to-
it.
So you can't
cut
make
it,
denominations.
Correct. You cut it into pieces, right?
because it's got to fit. It's gotta
I
fit
do
in the-
strips, right? So you can do it in cubes or strips.
Yeah, it's
I've
kind of
learned
like
you do
shoving your
strips.
balls in a Glencairn case.
Correct.
You got to do
The-
it systematically.
Exactly.
But
like
but
that.
the key is you got to freeze it for a little bit, because if it's not partially frozen, it'll gum up the whole thing,
Oh,
right?
you
Interesting
want it to
tip.
be partially frozen.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I cut it, then I lay it out on trees, and I stick it in my freezer for about 45 minutes. And I come out and I grind it. It takes 5 minutes. It's done.
Really?
So okay,
Yeah.
so when it is produced and pushed through the processor, it comes out and you put it in a large bowl, then you kind of stir it up and mix up the fat, because some
Yeah.
content is more fatty.
Correct.
Than
Then you
others.
just mix it up.
It's
and
like a
then-
big old
then I'll
tossed
s-
salad, except it's a big tossed brisket.
And then what I'll do is correct, and I'll weigh it out, pound and a quarter typically.
Right.
Then I'll
Do you
vacuum
season
pack
it?
No, not at that time.
No, you do it when you cook it for dinner.
Yeah, I just have raw hamburger, or in this case, raw chuck or raw ground brisket, and then I vacuum pack it about a pound and a quarter, or whatever denomination I want, essentially.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I vacuum pack it, and it's good for
Forever.
year and a half, right? So
So I'm on board with that. I'll
brilliant.
tell you one thing that I keep calling you. I want to say Chuck. One thing that Jeff is going to be doing. He's going to be purchasing a new vacuum sealer machine,
right.
and I am.
You are?
Oh yeah, he's
Well, at
gonna
some
buy-
point, yes.
he's gonna get the Mac Daddy one, the one I kind of want, and it's about $300-400, and it's the one where
It's a
you
chamber vac.
Yeah, it's a chamber vac, and you stick it in there. It's like
I don't know what that means. Chamber vac.
It's a chamber vac, food chamber vac. You pull it up, Mr.
I mean,
Producer.
I have one.
Well, this thing is.
No, I mean I have a sealer type of thing.
Well, no, yeah, these are a lot better. So,
it's a lot better than the ones you have, Paul.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean, they're,
yeah, well,
they're a little
I
bit larger,
didn't
so they
doubt
take
that.
they're bigger footprint, but that's it right there.
Good Lord. It's like a gigantic box.
Yeah, you stick it in there, and
You just stick it in there and hit the button. It goes, seals it.
Really?
Yep,
yeah. What about all the juices?
it works similar to. There's still a drip tray and shit like that, because you put the opening over and then you close the lid on it. Just instead of trying to insert it into the thing and closing it, you just insert it in there and it vacuums it, and it's a stronger vacuum, and it really sucks everything out.
Yeah, I'm seeing prices from $140 up to $3,800.
Oh yeah, there's one for
Like-
$6,800.
Like what the hell? Like that's
Well, that's commercial,
That's
right?
ridiculous.
That's
Okay.
commercial. So if you have a butcher shop and you want to vacuum your meats and
Okay,
sell them, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
this is what the commercial people do, but they make consumer level ones as well.
Gotcha.
That's what I want. Next time mine breaks, I'm gonna get one of these.
So the thing of I'll say one of the things that I've gone through. This is my 4th vacuum processing machine that I've gone through. And
What, they break that often?
Well, the ones that I have, and there are other things that go on. So whenever, like if you do, if you do like leftovers, and you have this regular old vacuum sealer, it's gonna work great. But if you're like Jeff, and you sit there and you process a lot of meat, and you gotta run off like 30 packages of these little
Very time
meal
consuming.
things. It's not about time. Well, a little it can be, but what I'm talking about is you can't do that with a regular plain Jane $60, $80 vacuum sealer machine, because they're not designed for repeat use like that. That heating element on there, once you push down on that thing and you seal it, that heating element gets hot. All right, and then it stays hot. It takes time for that fucker to cool down. However, you've got a system working. You're loading meat. You put it in the bag. You're out with the old one, in with the new one, but that heating element's still hot. So once you push that thing down and starts vacuuming, it's going to have some issues because it's still sucking, but the heating element's hot when it's not supposed to be
meaning
hot.
it's sealing
So
it
it's don't-
before
Yeah,
it rains.
There's some
you.
things that just happen, and it's just like it's not designed for that type of use. So that one
Interesting.
is
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that made sense. Everything you just said made sense.
Oh my god!
I'm very
Write that shit
I'm very encouraged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Someday-
done. Well done, Sean.
I haven't researched them yet, but there's all kinds of videos of people reviewing all of these. So
Yeah, and there's it's all over the place. There's a lot of gunk and nastiness comes out of it because that's that it starts sucking all the juice out. So when you are vacuum packing these things, there is some sort of strategy or talent to pack in a bag. Like, for example, you just load the juicy shit on the bottom of the bag, and then let's say you put the non-juicy stuff on top. So I don't even know if that makes sense.
Well, they also have different settings, wet and dry.
Yeah, does that really work?
Probably not on the ones we have, right? But it's
Yeah.
just suck power is what it is, and it doesn't suck as long, I think. So anyway,
I wish I could get my partner. Can I get my wife to do that?
Yeah, suck power. Let's talk
power.
about suck power.
Yeah. But anyway, I enjoy, like, I make
Oh my
sausages.
god,
and
she's gonna give me so much shit. She listens to this podcast. By the way, shout out to Jody from Total Wine. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all the fun times we have on Friday night. Total Wine shops for the dudes like us.
Dude, she makes us going to Total Wine. The first thing we do is walk in.
I always see her.
Right.
And
hey, how
there's-
you doing?
I mean, it's so great. There she is, and she's smiling and happy to see us, and
Yeah.
she's giving
Hi
us-
guys, want to try some of this wine? It's not so good, but try it anyways.
right?
Oh, okay, that's good. I'll try
She's
that.
so great, and
Yeah.
and she's such a she's a good soul,
Yeah.
a good egg.
Yep, and I think we've been there so many times. Even the managers who hang out at that little desk,
Here
they are,
laugh.
and they just
Yep.
watch.
It's like, look at these.
Well, they say hi.
charged up
They say hi,
narcissists
too.
walking in here.
They say hi.
Here they
But
come.
Jody said her new I don't want to say boyfriend. I don't know. Her,
The flavor
her
of the
man
month.
friend.
Her flavor of the month.
Well, I don't know the flavor of the month,
Hi,
but
sailor.
her Missouri man
My name
is listening to the podcast as well.
Is he?
Well,
Yes.
that's what she said.
Is
Yes.
he like an ex-fireman or something like that?
I don't know his story.
I don't
I would
know
love to
either.
know his story.
All right, we'll have to ask
Oh.
this Friday.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want to know who scored Jody because she was a hot commodity.
Absolutely, she's cool. I like her a lot.
Oh.
Anyway, we like all the people at Total Wine. But
We
anyway,
enjoy going. Total Wine on Fridays is like a super thing to do. And then we go
We're
to
such
the,
we
losers.
Yeah.
are. It's like Cheers. It's
Well,
like Cheers, but
dudes
we
like
don't.
us that
we
are
don't
in
get to
our
drink
age
anything.
bracket,
Right.
and we're kind of like, hey, look, I am very thankful that I've got you two as my friend. I really am, because I tell you what, there are dudes like us out there in the life, that in the world, that don't have friends.
Right.
That cheer you. They're
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, it makes the daily grind, the rat race, that much more fun. And we enjoy doing the podcast. I mean, we encourage you guys to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the dudes like us. What else we got? That's it, really. Yeah, Instagram and Facebook page. Find us. Ask them some questions. Direct message us. We'll answer them. If you want us to talk about a specific topic, we'll do that. Paul's ready to go. Paul has nothing to do but ready to rock and roll.
Whatever.
I just had to do that.
But you made a great point. Everybody needs a support system, man.
Yes, and I would say most of the guys out there don't have it.
I think you're right. I think
They
you're right.
don't.
I think they're so wrapped up.
I mean,
in
look, if Jeff never met
balance.
me,
yeah,
he would be a loner.
I was for a long time.
He would be a loner.
I was for a long
frickin'
time.
Took him out of his shell.
Really?
Oh,
I
yeah.
molded him into the man he is.
nice.
I don't know about that. But
Yeah.
there were several years where, I mean, I would work and I'd come home, right? And I didn't have the opportunity. It's hard unless you go out to meet new people.
Yep, you got to put
And
yourself
friends,
out
right?
there.
And we met because of our boys,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
hence then you and I met. So it's shit like that happens. You know, if that wouldn't have happened, you know, I was a homebody for several years.
And that's the thing. I mean, if you, like I said, if you don't put yourself out there in some form or fashion, whether it's in your church, at your job, with your neighborhood, with your whatever, you have
Right.
to go out there and you have to make connections. And we are supposed to be we're designed. That's the perfect word. We're designed to be social beings.
Socials, right?
We really are, and it's so important.
and
to
part of
have-
that-
to have that
And part of that during the time is you have young kids, which makes it
easier.
hard.
Yeah,
Well,
there's common goals. There's
it's
a
easier
common
sometimes.
interest.
Like I said, that's how Charlotte met. But there were years up until that point where you were all consumed
with
that, and then
raising little tiny kids.
and then
Yeah.
you're tired, just like I don't want to do anything.
Oh hell yeah!
So that's kind of where I was at. And
But then they get in sports,
correct.
right?
Oh,
Then you roll them in sports, and then you meet all the other parents, and then everybody's like exhausted from all the sports stuff, and the parents want to get together,
Right.
Yeah.
which is a great thing.
Let's go out. Let's just go have some drinks.
Yeah,
Next thing you know, Jeff's running around naked.
naked.
Right.
Damn it! Not
Right.
again.
Yep.
Right.
And
I
then
told
they're
you,
like,
Jeff, stay
okay, we're
away
not
from
going to
that
hang out
frickin'
with them
rum.
anymore.
You and that. What is that?
It's the
That,
spiced
that
rum.
Indian rum you have?
Old Monk.
Old
what?
monk.
Fucking Jeff and his old monk and Dr. Pepper.
No, that's Paul.
You like it
Actually,
too.
the
I do drink
best
it, yes.
combination is Old Monk and root beer.
Oh.
Is fantastic.
That is so much sugar.
Oh, I mean, no different than rum and Coke or bourbon and Coke or
Oh.
soda,
I don't-
soda and anything. Hell, ginger ale. We think ginger ale's like a better option. It has exactly the same amount of sugar,
That's why you get diet ginger ale.
right? Right?
Ginger
Right.
ale.
Or-
See,
or-
that's another thing. Diet ginger ale. Let's trim the fat on the sugar and let's make it ginger ale. So we're not. It's not even going to be real ginger ale. It's like something that tastes like ginger. It's poison. It's poison we're putting in our body.
Even the diet stuff.
It's worse for you.
is not good
I
for
can't.
you.
I can't give Jeff. I want to give Jeff shit every fucking day, but I can't
Why?
because
What do you
I'm
mean?
guilty of the same thing. Not the same thing, but different things. So it's just I can't.
Oh, yeah,
stand
we all
the
have a
fact
vice. We
that
all have
he
a
has
vice.
to-
A vice.
He gets his pop and he goes to the racetrack or wherever the fuck he gets his drink from, and he drinks that soda down every day. And I'm like, dude,
Hold on. What's your soda? What do you drink every day?
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay. My
You know-
wife loves Diet Dr. Pepper.
Used to be
It is
Diet
just,
Coke until the
you
whole
know,
Coke
and I
thing
want
went
to give him
sideways.
shit about it, and I have. But the thing about it, he brings up, he's like, "Well, he gets all defensive, and he's like, "Oh, you're vice, you can do this," and I was like, "Well played, Jeff. Well played."
We all have them.
Yeah,
We
we
all
do.
do.
We do. We all do.
And I think it comes down to abuse, right? I have one
Every day.
every day.
I have one vice.
I have 1
20
gallon
times a
every
day.
day. I,
No, it's not
I buy
gallon.
a fucking 82-ounce big gulp.
No, there's probably about like 1.5
Oh.
cans in there after the ice and shit. So I have one a day.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Did you see how he just downplayed that?
Hold on. But
It's
you
only
go,
1.5
but you don't
cans
go
after the
buy
ice.
it. You have it like.
I have it here. I get one on
Are
Mondays.
these like Foster's 24-ounce cans?
Hold on. What do you mean?
No.
You go to a
I'll go to like a racetrack just to get out of the fucking house.
I got you. That's important too.
So I get out of the house and I'll do it on Mondays and Fridays.
I get that.
Just
I do.
because I have
He
to get out
doesn't
of the
call
house.
me. I can
Because
go
when
do-
you work from home, like you and I,
Right.
well, I did, but you and I know, right?
All right, hold on. Do we want to rip the band-aid off this? Let the dudes like us cast know out there.
Yeah, no, because I think we all go through this.
Jeff, you've done that twice now. You picked up the. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Just going to stab something.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I get a screwdriver. Just want to.
Yeah, a little Phillips head on there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so Paul,
Yeah.
it works for a specific company. We're not going to mention it.
Yeah,
but
we're not gonna mention it. So
he
they
works
went
for a
through.
specific company, and shit happens.
Why can't we mention it now?
Well,
No, we can't.
All right.
But so yeah, we had some layoffs, and so I was laid off last Thursday. So I am
sucks.
now.
I've been through it.
Oh, I've been through it multiple times.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
never
this is
fun.
like is it my third time? I think it might be my third.
So
time.
we're taking GoFundMe through the no we have the opportunity to do this.
Oh,
so folks,
shut
look,
up.
if you check out our Dudes
Stop
Like Us
it.
Facebook page and check out the earlier things, we have a scanned QR code there. If you want to donate money to it, just put on the notation there for Paul.
Oh my God! If you do, I'm going to send it right back to you.
I won't. It's in
I
my
do
account.
not. I do not want a GoFundMe.
We're gonna buy everything.
Trust me, it's going to be fine. I mean, there are jobs out there. Apparently, I did ask the recruiter today. I said, "What's the market's like? What's the market like?" And he said, "It's pretty tight." And I was
Yeah.
like,
Did you say
But
what's
you're
the
right.
market
You're
for a
gonna do
mid-50s
fine.
white male?
"Right,
You had
there's the problem."
You had
Did
your
you say that?
your chin and you had your chin lasered, so it's super soft. You're gonna make tons of money.
Right, I know. I can make a lot of people very happy.
What do we think about
Wait, hold
this?
on. What did you mean by that?
Just the way.
What
I
do
don't-
we think about? This is a completely left turn. What do we think about this guy who interviewed with Tucker, who supposedly gave
the
Barack
cocksucker
a Hummer?
from Obama.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's so
I
weird.
haven't watched it.
I
Is-
watched
is
it.
Incredible?
I don't believe that.
I 100% believe it.
Do you?
I don't know. I don't know. Who
I
knows?
100% believe it.
I don't know.
You know why?
Why?
Because Barack sent an email or a letter that was, I don't know how they know this,
Thank
to,
you for the
to-
blowjob.
to Michelle,
That was
to
Bill
Michelle
Clinton.
Obama before they got married, and he talked about how he fantasized with having sex with men.
Oh Jesus!
And how does this all tie together with his private chef dying?
Maybe
Yeah, maybe he was his sport.
no.
His boy toy.
He was paddleboarding
With who?
by himself, and he drowned or
Well,
something.
there's a whole. I don't know.
Is
but
there a
there's-
conspiracy
There's
about
a
the
conspiracy
paddleboarding?
thing
All right,
around
so
all that.
Obama
yes.
had a chef that just recently died paddleboarding on his property,
Correct.
and he's out there. Hey, the guys, let's go swimming. And they're like, all right, let's go swimming. Oh, by the way, Obama's like, I want you to. He kind of sounds like Bill Clinton a little bit, doesn't he? What are you talking? I really like the way
But
Obama.
what's the conspiracy?
The conspiracy is that he was banging the cook.
And so he killed him because he was going to out him?
I don't know.
He was gonna out him?
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
But then this guy just went on Tucker Carlson and completely outed him.
Oh,
That's
totally.
Are they going to kill him too?
He lives in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
That's the reason why he lives in Mexico.
What?
Yeah. He would be, and you know what? If this guy ends up whacked, they're gonna know. I mean,
At this point,
yeah. At this point, now he's on the Tucker Carlson. You know, I don't know if that was a good interview to have or not. I mean, you could put that one under your belt, but
Well, it's
at the same time, I watched the whole interview. Did you guys?
no, I haven't seen
I
it.
watched most of it.
But it's
As a matter of
unless he
fact, I
has
think I watched
proof.
the whole thing.
Unless he
Yeah.
has proof, it's a he said. Obama's never going to address it.
Damn,
Well,
he's
they-
offering so much
They
detail.
they have. Okay, so you can't prove 100% everything, but he has a lot of supportive details. Like he was there. There are bills from that hotel.
Yeah,
there
there's a
are
lot of detail.
emails and there's correspondence with Obama's staff and how they were trying to avoid the communication with him.
So you have to wonder.
Is there
What-
something unique with his wiener that could be proven, like they did with Michael Jackson?
What did they do with Michael Jackson?
Well,
There was proof?
yeah, because the kid said that he had his dick looked a certain way.
Like it had veins?
Oh,
Yes.
really?
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Is that
during
in
those
a
trials.
documentary that you watched or
During
something?
those trials, to hold those trials back, whenever the hell that was.
I don't
No,
remember
no,
that.
Shit, I don't remember that either.
So the
Yeah, there's
kid
big
described the
conspiracy.
penis of Michael Jackson.
Gross.
The big news was, is Michael Jackson going to have to pull his pants down to show his junk?
like, does the glove
well,
fit?
not just that, but he's going to be erect.
Uh,
So how's that
I
gonna
don't know
happen?
what state the
Do they have a
noose was
professional
in.
fluffer that's going to make that
Okay.
happen?
All right.
So anyway,
God.
Jody, I'm sorry you had to hear this.
Yeah, seriously. She's trying her best to listen.
So-
But every time you open your mouth, she wants to turn
I'm
it
not
off.
the one that talking about fluffing. Okay, maybe that totally was.
yes,
me,
it
but-
was you.
It totally was you.
Well,
Anyway,
back to Obama and the cocksucker. So there's so Tucker's doing these. I'm really proud of him. He's doing all kinds of interviews.
but okay, here's the thing. First off, I have 2 points. Number one, what would be the motivation of that guy to spill that story?
To all of a sudden come out and go, here you go.
Well, and it's not all of a sudden. He did it before and got no traction on it.
Really?
So
Oh,
then
okay.
Tucker
They
gave
still
him,
didn't give any traction
and,
on it.
and then Tucker gave him like another avenue for it. right? But what's his motivation? Like, you know what I mean? If you're
Maybe he doesn't
if
like
you're
the guy.
gay and
I
you
don't
have
know.
sex with some guy, I mean, and you had a great night or a couple nights, and then you find out there.
But
is it blackmail?
Who cares?
Is it blackmail?
I mean, who cares?
Well, it's
I
too
don't
late now.
care if
It's
It
Obama.
matters. It matters what the motivation of this guy is because
They didn't address that. He didn't ask us, "Why are you doing this?"
no, they didn't.
That'd be should be one of the.
So
first
that was my
questions.
first point. I have a question about the motivation. Second,
No,
is,
he did address, that was in their interview. That was one of the first questions. He said he didn't use the word motivation. He said, "Why are you doing this? Why do you want to bring that?" And his words were, "I wanted to tell the truth. I want the people to know that this is what happened. Obama isn't who he says he is. He didn't say that Michelle's a dude.
I guess it.
Even though he didn't say that Michelle was a dude or anything like that. What he said was that this happened, and back then." That was Barack's stomping ground. Barry. That was Barry's stomping grounds.
All right. Well, anyway, the second thing is I thought maybe that Tucker taking this on,
Kind of cheapened him.
yeah,
Kind of turned him into a tabloidy type.
now
thing.
it's Jerry
Yeah.
Springer show.
Yeah.
That's the part I didn't
again,
like.
and you
I
have
was
to
like,
ask,
really?
and then you have to ask, what's Tucker's motivation? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think that was a bad
I mean,
business
hell, he's not
decision.
even in office anymore. Who gives a shit? So you disparage him, and he had some sort of gay fantasy, and he acted on it, and
It's not going to impact
But
him.
there is no.
right.
It doesn't do anything.
There's no win there.
What is your? I understand he wants to say, "Oh, I want the facts to be right." This is Barack is whatever. I don't care. He is out of office. So
Right.
what impact does that have on anybody's life?
Exactly.
Very good. There's validation.
I think it was a mistake for Tucker to take that
I
on.
do too, man. Sorry, Tucker. I enjoy you.
No,
And-
I love the guy.
and I'm really enjoying the things he's got going on.
I
his
think it was a
interview with
mistake.
the sergeant of the White House during the times of January 6th insurrection.
Sergeant, like chief of police.
Yeah, well, the chief of police. I was thinking sergeant of arms, but I meant to say
He is the chief of
yeah.
police of the Capitol Police, and he said it was basically, without saying it, he said it was the whole thing was a setup.
Well, that comes to my question I asked earlier: is these people who stormed McCarthy's office yesterday or the day before and kind of habitated and
Those
took
little
over
butt pirates.
took over his office. Are they going to get the
Smatter me
same
finger.
treatment that the guy who went into Pelosi's office? I think he just got 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. Are
Just for
these
sitting
people
there.
just for sitting there? Put his feet on the desk,
Yeah.
which wasn't right. But
What's wrong with that?
No,
I think it's ethically
No,
wrong.
it-
There's nothing
it's-
legally wrong.
It's not right, but I mean, 6 years in prison.
yeah, 6 years in
That's
prison.
ridiculous.
No, have a fine here, $500. You
You
should
got,
have
you
done
got
it.
stupid motherfuckers gluing themselves to airport runways.
There you go.
And what do they get nothing. They get a slap on the
They get nothing.
stump.
So I'll be
Whatever's
curious
left.
to see if these yahoos who did McCarthy's
But they're going to get nothing.
Probably not.
Yeah. Well, they deserve to be
Probably not.
euthanized.
But so I mean, where was the Capitol Police there? I mean, did they let them into the building and they let them
don't know. I've
go
only seen
into
pictures
McCarthy's
of them.
office?
I've just seen.
Were they
pictures of
in
them.
McCarthy's office?
Yes.
There'd be heads
What the
rolling.
hell?
I mean, what about security? What about this? There should be all kinds of steps in place. Security detail. How did that happen? There is a huge meltdown. So, I mean, how did they get through? Credentials?
I don't
fake
know.
Forgery? Figure that out because, look, I mean, if they can get in there for that, they can get in there for do some other weird, crappy shit.
Right.
And that's how people get murdered.
I bet you they were let in.
Who knows?
I mean, hell, there was
They'll
there
never
was
know.
crack. There was cocaine in the White House.
That's right.
And they can't figure out where that came from.
They know
They know
exactly
damn well
where
They
where
know
came from.
exactly where it came from.
They know damn well because that's a huge break of security.
Right.
We've talked about that. What if they don't know where it came from? Well, you've got a huge hole somewhere.
Right.
And what if next time they bring in and it's a big bag of fentanyl that contaminates the whole area?
Right.
Yeah. Or worse.
Yeah.
Could be, what is the little drop of powder that kills people?
Anthrax.
Yeah, anthrax or something like stupid like that.
I think
I'm like, oh my gosh.
fentanyl's easier to get. You just
Yeah, well,
I
now
think
that China's bringing it over the border.
Yeah, fentanyl's worse than anthrax.
yeah.
Speaking of worse, oh my
Can you
gosh.
Can you
Talk
do
about
fentanol powder?
Of course.
I mean, I know
Yeah,
people
well, pure.
grind it up and they snort it, and that's what kills them. But
Of course.
so the
you could grind up fentanyl and you could mail it to people,
So
and
the
they
mayor-
could ingest it.
I'm sure.
the mayor
Damn.
of New York had a town meeting, and he was basically he was sharing the experience of all the immigrants that are coming in groves, just waves, folk coming in. And he's like, I don't know what to do with it about it. It's like, that crazy man down in Texas. That crazy man down in Texas. Oh, that son of a bitch. You know what, dude? We get thousands of people coming up every single day, and we've been begging the government to shut down.
Yeah.
And you're mad because you're getting a couple thousand a month?
Right.
Fuck off.
He says he gets 10,000 a month.
Well, does he?
That's what he said.
All right. Well, that's
I mean,
$120,000
I
a
do
year.
believe that it's creating a strain for them, but
It's creating a restraint for the
for
entire country.
everyone.
Stop it.
And you
Stop
know what?
it, Biden.
And
Stop it.
Yes, and I'm tired of the central and northern states having absolutely no impact.
Not my problem.
Yep.
Not my problem.
Oh, it
It doesn't affect me. But
Well,
guess
it is-
what?
it is
now
now.
it is now.
Exactly.
So
well,
suck
now
a
it does.
Fat cigar.
I think that was one of the better political moves in a very long time.
I agree. I agree. And it
forced
sucks.
the issue.
And it sucks because
Well, it
it
does.
is using human
So what do you do at
families
this point?
as
So
pawns.
let's call it in right now. So all these people are here. They all have a stamp and it says, "Hey, we were let through the border. We've been branded." I don't even know how the fuck they're keeping track of them, but
They're
are
not.
now. No, they're not. But I mean, but here's where we're at. We've got all these people here. Are they going to grant them asylum?
I'd ship him back.
Well, that's what we should do.
Well, that's
but what are they
the Democrat
going to do?
Party. The Democrat Party is wanting to grant them voting rights.
Yeah. So
At some point.
that's exactly right. They will
Amnesty,
say, "All right, well, we'll
amnesty
temporary."
and voting rights.
That they want. Yeah.
That's the end goal here.
Yep. It's all
100%.
about
The
staying
problem
in power.
is-
we know that.
Voting rights doesn't solve the issue because have you seen the sidewalks in New York City? They're lined with people. They don't have any place to live.
Right.
Oh, I can vote though.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
they're willing. Yeah, let's just let that go.
God.
It was horrific.
I'm trumping.
So, you're right. I mean, this is
Well, okay. So back to
because
the-
it's a real problem and it's real people and it's they don't care that they're being used as pawns because they want them at some point to settle somewhere. They don't give a shit where, and they just want them to be able to help them keep power.
Correct.
That's it, and it's disgusting.
It is disgusting, and you know what? I feel bad for the immigrants. They're trying to come
Oh,
up here
it's horrible.
to
They've been
have a better
lured.
life.
They've been literally lured here.
And they're being sent up there, and they're like, "Fuck it, man, let's just do it. I got a free ride. Guess what? I'm gonna go to New York, and I mean, this could be a fucking vacation to them. I mean, compared to whatever the fuck they were subjected to in the third world country that they came from, now they're up here. They're sucking on the government teat that you and I are paying for, and
Correct.
they're getting 3 meals a day, a place to sleep,
Living in a
and
luxury hotel in New York City.
It can be.
How many of them do you think go back because they were lied to?
They're just like, fuck this.
Yeah, they were like, you know
I'm
what?
sure some
They're not
do.
going back because
I
they're getting free
guarantee some
medical.
do.
Some do.
They're
but
getting banged. They're having sex. They're having babies. Now their kids are. They're going to stay here. I mean, that's what they're doing. I'm so disgusted with this because it is such a bad thing, and
It's bad.
and shame on the administration. Shame on them for imposing this responsibility on the citizens of the United States.
Right.
Because that is not what we're designed for. We are designed to take immigrants in, but
Legally
through the port of entry. We are designed to take people in, and we want to cultivate those people coming in. We want to receive them. We want to accept them with open arms, but under controlled circumstances.
and position them for success.
yes,
these people are not set up for success.
They're
Not
not
at
set
all.
up for success. They're set up for exploitation.
Correct. And that's what's happening with these kids. Have you guys seen the Sound of Freedom yet?
I haven't.
I'm not gonna see it.
I need to see it.
I'm
No,
not going to see it.
I,
Why not?
I think it's a responsibility to see it.
I think so.
I already know what it's about, and I don't want to see it because
I heard it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. It hurts to see something like that.
Yeah, but why?
Mr.
Why
Producer,
don't
is
you?
your microphone working?
Why don't
Why don't
you
you
want?
weigh in on it? You went to go see the movie, and you were very affected by it.
Yeah. Why don't you want it to? Why don't you want it to inspire you to make a difference? Because what difference can we make, right?
There are certain things that I just know it happened. So, like Jeff was talking about a show being on Netflix, Chernobyl, and the experience those guys went through.
That
And
was
it's
an
a great
amazing
story.
show.
And I choose not to watch it. I know what happened. I know they went through. I don't want that emotion because I'm too emotional. I'm an emotional person.
I get it.
And I
So
would.
you cry at all the movies you
Oh,
watch?
dude, I'm weepy, man. I don't like that stuff. I don't. I mean, I think it's important to know what's going on, and I think as long as you're educated on it, and I read about the movie.
No, my back is sore. I did not fart like you
Yeah,
did.
my back was sore too earlier.
All I did was lean like this. Boy.
Yeah.
He,
My butt cheeks were
his
numb.
hackles
So
went up. He's
I
like,
was shifting. I was shifting in my seat because
since
my
he blew
butt
ass
cheeks
over
were
there,
numb.
he's thinking we're going to
Lord.
get him back.
So I want.
Look, I just don't want to watch the movie. I mean,
I want to ask you a question. So you cry at all your movies. What
Oh.
was the very first movie
oh,
you cried? Like think way back when
I
you
think
were.
Thornbirds.
Thornbirds.
What the hell is that?
That's a-
The comic strip?
no, it was a.
No, I know what it was. It was an animated show.
No, that was a Thornberries.
Oh.
Thornbirds was,
It was.
a TV miniseries. I
1983.
remember watching it with my mom, and it's a like those '80s miniseries,
Okay.
and it was
Like
about
Roots.
It was about
The
yeah,
American
like Roots.
television miniseries broadcast on ABC March 27th to 30th, 1983. Starred Richard Chamberlain,
He was a
Rachel
priest.
Ward, Barbara
Yeah.
Stanwyck.
He was a
Christopher
priest who
Plummer.
fell in love with a woman, I believe. That's again shit. That was 40 years ago, so I don't know exactly, but I remember it being an emotional ride when you're 12 or whatever, how old I was.
Sure.
You know,
Oh.
I think God, I'm trying to. I mean, it's hard to remember, but I think when I was watching on the airplane, it was Somewhere in Time
yeah, that's another one.
with Christopher Reeves.
Right.
That I got sucked in, man. As a kid, I mean, I don't know how old I was. What year was
That
Somewhere
was
in
probably
Time?
1980, 81 maybe.
So there we go. I was 10, 11.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time. Let's see. He's Mr. Producer's looking it up for us.
80.
1980. So I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Time.
She is pretty.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah.
Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
What year was that?
1980.
I was 10 years old. I think I teared up on that. I was on the airplane of all things.
I used to watch this quite a bit because I don't know how the hell I'd watch it. I was home sick from school or I was on the weekends.
How
and
I
I
Talking
sat
about your
down-
drama series?
No.
No, it's a
Somewhere in
movie.
Oh, that
Time.
one. Oh,
Somewhere in Time.
I'll tell you, I haven't seen either of those.
You should watch them. I don't know about
I haven't
Thornbirds.
seen Thornbirds.
You should watch that. Thornbirds
Oh,
is highly.
Somewhere in Time is so good.
Yeah, Somewhere in Time was interesting because there's time travel involved and some stuff like
and
that.
they pull it off.
And it's interesting.
It's stupid, but they pull it off.
Yeah, and Thornbirds is just a cheesy 80s miniseries, right?
Yeah.
That got me at the time. And depending on when the movie came out, the first time I may have really cried at the movie may have been E.T.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
you cried at that?
Because when he was in the ditch, when E.T. was in the ditch all pale.
Yeah, he's all pale and...
Was that the scene? When he was in the
Oh, yeah,
ditch
that
all
whole
pale?
thing. I only saw it one time.
I
and I was
got
like, I don't
weepy
want
on
to see
that,
that
too.
again.
And they take him and he's dead and
Yeah.
Elliot's like, he's also dead and
Right.
Yeah, he was all dark.
It was a
the
sad
flower
movie.
falls apart.
It was a sad movie.
It was
Yeah.
a sad movie. But then,
Yeah, but E.T. was all like he was laying there. He's like flaccid, just
oh, he was disgusting looking.
yeah, just
Right.
But then he comes
like he
back
just
to
came
life.
out of a condom. He's
Well, he
just-
did, but while he was dying, you didn't know that.
Why did he come back to life? Because they were coming to get him.
He had Reese pieces.
Well, no, they were coming.
It's a
Okay,
lie.
the reason why he was coming back
See?
to life.
This is a government conspiracy.
The reason
It
why he was
not
coming back to
Reese's
life
Pieces.
is because the mother ship.
That's right. They were
was
coming back to get him.
Correct.
and there was some sort of empathic
Energy
power
beam.
that came from that.
That's right.
And they knew that because the flower all of a sudden became erect.
Yes.
It was like whoop. It was like, oh my god, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I guess erect is the right word.
So I got to spend a lot of time. I don't know about you guys, but I went to the movies a lot growing up because I lived overseas.
Right.
And one of the things we did, we spent a nickel. I don't remember. It was like 25 cents to go see the movie. and for matinees. And I remember one of the first movies, not the first movies I saw, but the first movies I cried at was sad as fuck. It was called The Mouse and His Child.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people have it. The Mouse and Child are two parts of a single small wind-up toy, which must be wound by a key in the father's back. After being unpacked, they discovered themselves in a toy shop where they befriended toy elephant and toy seal. And the child mouse purposes staying at the shop from a family with the other toys. They ridicule them because they accidentally fall off the counter and end up in the trash. All right, so once transported to the dump, they become enslaved by Manny the rat.
It's almost like Toy Story.
So the sad part about it is they actually become separated. They break apart or something like that. I don't remember. It's
That's
been so
sad.
long ago. With the aid of a psychic frog, the mice escape and the meet other animals on a quest to become free and independent of self-winding toys. They rediscover the elephant and seal, who are somewhat broken down. Together,
Wow.
they manage to form a family and a empire.
So they lived all happily ever after.
Sure,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah, but there was and they had some big stars back there. You know,
Peter Ustinov.
yeah, Peter Ustinov and,
Really?
and Joan Gerber. You know,
Was Cloris Leachman in it?
What?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right there.
did we not all
She was
cry? Hold on, I
usurped.
got a new one. Benji.
Never watched it.
Never.
No?
No.
Actually, I do recall seeing it. I just don't.
Or
recall
Old Yeller?
crying.
Never saw Old Yeller either.
Yeah, I've never saw
Because
Old
I
Yeller.
knew how that ended.
You knew that you were going to
Yeah.
ball
So he
your
took
eyes
the
out.
same approach I did.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not crying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so let's go with when you're an adult.
Oh.
I know. We get older, right? We're older, and now
A lot of them have to.
I'll be honest. I get weepy in a lot of movies now.
Right. I think a lot of patriotic movies.
Yes.
Or ones that have to do with children because we have children.
Yes. Yes.
I have a hard time watching that.
Oh, Paul,
Okay.
spit it out. Which one did you weep?
Saving Private Ryan. I
Yeah.
lost my shit in that, not in the movie theater, but driving home.
The movie
I
left
couldn't
you
talk.
in awe.
I couldn't even talk. I was trying to explain to Shelley why I was so upset, and it was because 18-year-olds from every walk of life who had vigor and could run faster than anybody, nothing mattered. The thing dropped from the troop carrier on the beach, and they were dead
Instantly.
Yeah.
instantly.
It
And
is-
I couldn't
it was
believe the sacrifice they made.
acknowledgement. Yeah, it's just that realization of the sacrifice that those soldiers did for the freedom of other people.
I think every teenager in America should watch that every single Memorial Day.
No, they won't make them do that. They'll make them watch Inconvenient Truth instead.
No
Yeah,
shit.
So stupid.
No shit.
All right, tail end of this fantastic podcast, Dudes Like Us. We're so excited. It's Facebook, Dudes Like Us, Instagram, Dudes Like Us. Find us out there, direct message us. Try to plan yourself to come out here and visit the podcast room. We've got a green room to sample one of our 200 bottles of shit we got on the wall over there. It's fantastic. Anything coming up?
I don't think so.
No? All right, well, shout out to our producer, Mr. Austin, behind the scenes, pulling all the triggers. Thank you, sir. It's November 12th. Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I think it's September 12th.
It's September
What'd I
12th.
say?
November.
Oh, my God. I was wishful thinking.
Almost
'Cause I wanted it to be
Thanksgiving.
cold.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Fucking November. Jeez.
Good night.